Hi everyone, welcome to another landscaping video. This was a job for a local McDonald's. The main goal for the job was to construct timber bollards to prevent people from driving over the curb here and destroying the grass. You can see in the photo the cars have left a big ditch in the berm and they're starting to get stuck in the mud. When doing the designs, I suggested we could install the timber bollards and have them at different heights and on angles to give everything a bit of movement. And then behind the bollards we'd put in a row of ficus, which will become a nice hedgerow eventually and complement the bollards and landscaping. So here we are on the first day on site, and the first thing was to run a string line and then mark out the distance between each of the bollards for digging the holes. In the morning I'd made this little template set to 40 degrees, which I then marked out with the spray paint to give us the guide for the holes for the angle of the bollards, which worked really well. Sorry for the camera angle coming up, but you'll see in the top right hand corner there we've just started digging the holes with the post hole borer using a 200mm auger and digging 2 holes per bollard, because the bollards are 200 by 50 and there's obviously 2 of them with a gap in between. Once we'd done the holes, it was time to set out the concrete and start on setting the bollards. We're using a quick set concrete so that we can brace the bollards, set them in position as we go. I'd already cut and screwed together the bollards with a small piece of wood at the bottom so that they were ready to go when we got to the job. And then to keep the gap consistent, we placed a timber peg the same width as the gap, which I'd used in the morning, in between each bollard. Here we are on day 2. Again, we're using a string line to run a nice straight line for the plants, and then marking out the interval for the planting before digging the holes. So as you'll see in a second with the arrows that are going to come on screen, Phil's already marked out the holes, the gap for each of the plants, and we've used that string line to get them all in a nice straight line. Unfortunately, I couldn't really film the border going in because the rain was coming down, but you can see it there just behind the bollards. I dug out the trench with a pickaxe and then ran 100 by 50 or 4 by 2 treated timber into the trench and then fixed it in place with the timber pegs and screws. Right, so day 3. So having got all the bollards in place and the borders and the plants and the weed mat, we are ready to start bringing in and spreading the first load of stones and removing the mulch and white chip from the other areas, which we're going to get stones as well. And this area here, we're going to be running a border on the right hand side, also removing all of the mulch, from this garden with the lamandra, and then also removing all of the old white chip down the side of the drive-through there, because it was getting moldy and stains as white chip does, so it needed to come out and be replaced with the Gold Rush stone mix that we were putting down. Day 4, final day on the job. As you can see here, we've got our wet weather gear drying out on all our hard work, which was nice to be able to use that. Luckily the weather was quite good this day because it's been pretty horrible most of the job, and we used that 2-hour varnish to try and dry out the gear a bit. But anyway, the plan for the day was to spread the rest of the stones, construct a small planter box, which Charles is doing there, and then do a final tidy up and wash down of the work areas. As you can see here, I've had to add in a few more bollards because people were still trying their luck getting up over the curve and nearly getting stuck. And over here, this is the other bed where we removed a load of lamandra grasses and cabbage trees and put the ficus in, obviously, where the stones are going down later as well. And there we are, all finished. Guys are just doing the final wash down and tidy. Overall it went really well, and I was really happy with how everything came together. You know, it's been a good job when it looks as if it's always been there and complements the area where you've been working. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments if you wanted more in-depth videos on any of the particular parts of the job, or subscribe to see more videos, as I'm planning on doing more how-to videos in the future. And of course there's the big landscaping job we're doing at the moment with a whole heap of fencing and paving and all sorts. So yeah, look forward to that. Thanks.